podcast episode is brought to you by Alpha Affiliates. Alpha Affiliates are an industry-leading iGaming advertiser with a portfolio of 13 diverse and unique brands for affiliates to promote. Since its launch in 2012, Alpha Affiliates has continued to expand into new markets, working with over 15,000 affiliate partners across 38 countries worldwide. Alpha Affiliates is on a mission to become a world-leading affiliate program. Join their affiliate program and earn up to 50% revenue share commission today. Turn your marketing expertise into profit at alpha-affiliates.com.
You're listening to the Affiliate Marketing Podcast, brought to you by Affyversemedia.com, the chapter and verse of everything you need to know about running a successful affiliate program for your business. This is a podcast for digital and affiliate marketers, publishers, networks, agencies, and MarTech providers who operate, support, or manage affiliate marketing programs around the globe. If you want to launch, scale, and grow a successful affiliate marketing program, you're in the right place. In this podcast, you'll learn how affiliate and partner marketing is constantly changing, and tune in to industry experts who are getting behind our mic to share tactical insights and practical knowledge to help your affiliate program grow. Here, you'll discover what's new and trending in affiliate and performance marketing, how to run your affiliate program successfully, and gain industry insights from experts and practitioners from around the globe. The truth is, you simply won't find this information anywhere else. Now here's your award-winning affiliate and performance marketing host, an industry veteran, your affiliate marketing guide, and the founder of Affyverse, Leanne Johnston.
Welcome to this week's Affiliate Marketing Podcast with me, your host, Leanne Johnston. And this week, I'm super excited because we're going to be talking about content marketing. Now, it's a huge topic. We're going to be digging down quite deep into different types of content, when to use it for your affiliate program, or if you're an affiliate listening, when to use it effectively to grow your brand or your affiliate site. We're also going to be talking about do's and don'ts and everything else that goes with it. But joining me this week is Vitaly Anasin from Alpha Affiliates and our sponsors of this podcast this week. And we're going to be deep diving content strategies, do's and don'ts for your affiliate program. Vitaly, it is amazing to have you on this podcast. Thank you for joining me this week.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm really excited about this.
We've spoken about it quite a lot. So let's start off by just giving our lovely listeners a little bit of a backstory into how you landed up being the head of content and what your role actually entails and what sorts of pieces of content you're responsible for producing over at Alpha Affiliates.
Yeah, in general, I always was interested in creating content. It was a part of my education as I studied linguistics. Most notably, it was academic writing, like on-demand academic writing. I worked as the social media manager, worked as a copywriter, all sorts of stuff. And 3 years ago, I started my career in Alpha. I came here as a copywriter simply, and over 3 years, worked my way to being a head of content marketing. At the moment, my job mostly involves the management of my team of writers. So I mostly edit, keeping things cohesive. I also write still when it comes to something strategic, something really important. So yeah, that's mostly the scope of my work at the moment.
So we're going to drill deep into content marketing because it's one of the subjects that I'm actually really passionate about. And if you follow Affyverse, you'll see we generate quite a lot of content, affiliate marketing and around, affiliate program management. And that's why I'm excited to get you on this episode, because I kind of want to pick your brains a little bit about how we can do that better. And I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of affiliate managers out there that want to create content for their programs, want to actually promote their programs through content marketing, but aren't really sure where or how to begin. So I think the first place that I want to start is by just getting you to explain to our listeners the difference between paid and earned content. And maybe from there, we can start thinking about like, how do we strategize and how do we kind of use paid and earned content to promote our programs? And yeah, I think that's the best place to start. So over to you. Tell us a little bit about PR and content marketing and what the differences are between them.
Yeah, first of all, I wanted to return the compliment because the content that Affyverse puts out is, it's amazing. And I really think it's one of the most prominent voices in the affiliate marketing landscape. So really appreciate your work. Considering the question, PR in general, from my perspective, it's simply about creating an image for yourself, for your company through pieces of content, media content, mostly written content.
I just want to dig a little bit deeper into that because I'm a big believer that affiliate managers have to be brand ambassadors for their affiliate programs. If you're not a natural content writer, PR is a really good way for your company to help to build your brand, build your personal brand as an affiliate manager, so that when you're out on the showroom floor and you're meeting new affiliates, they actually know who you are and what you stand for. So PR isn't necessarily just about, oh, we have new products or we've got new games or we've got new teams joining our thing. I kind of feel like that's more corporate PR. But what we need to do is educate affiliate managers on how to build brand ambassador PR. Like how do they actually get into other people's podcasts, speak at events. And that's some of the stuff that like you're busy curating for your team and getting your team out, to actually build the brand ambassadorship that sits behind your affiliate program.
Yeah, absolutely agree. And on top of that, I just think that the things you mentioned, like when people treat PR as here's a new product, here's a new game, it doesn't work that way anymore. People just not interested in just that simple promotion. Like people need to connect to a person, to connect to a brand through a person.
Is that because, in the old age saying, people buy people still at the end of the day? They buy the personality, they buy who's behind the brand almost. So the brand and the person or the people in your affiliate team actually need to collide and they need to work together to actually promote the brand and the business behind the brand. Because that's the other thing that I think is very important about why I love content marketing so much is because it is a cheap and very easy way to differentiate your brand from everybody else by what you say and what you put out into the marketplace and how you repeat that authentically and then tie it back to your affiliate team who then goes out on the showroom floor and meets new partners. And you spoke about it actually earlier about tone of voice. That whole tone of voice has to be actually highly curated in order to be successful in PR, correct?
Definitely, yeah. And simultaneously, I still think that still have to do that. Like, here's a new game, here's a new feature, because it's still what the product is about. Mm. But from my perspective, the trick is to tie these topics and features to your brand identity. So it's about saying we are innovative, we are creative, we are responsible for our audience. We are listening to our audience. And that's why our new feature is implemented like this and so on. It's about connecting the product to the brand image and simultaneously to the audience.
Yeah.
So that's the key to good PR in general, in my perspective.
So let's give a couple of examples quickly, because we receive a lot of PR at Afterverse, okay, but we can't publish everything that we receive. And what we have to do is sift through everything that we receive and think about what's relevant for our audience. So when you're thinking about sending us a PR, and it's a great opportunity to learn on this podcast. Think about what is making you unique. It's not enough to just say we've launched a new product. You have to say we've launched this new product because it impacts our brand this way. And now it's going to help you, our affiliates, to do this. So you need to kind of like story tell in PR and also tie it back to the key components that you want to promote. Now, if you're not a content writer, affiliate managers have to wear many hats in this industry. And not every team has got, a great supportive team like you guys have in terms of having a whole content team behind them. What are some of the easiest ways that affiliates that are maybe single affiliate managers working in affiliate programs, what are some of the tips that you can give them to start building their personal brand? Like, where do they begin? How can they use PR and content marketing to elevate their personal brand so that people buy them?
I see. I guess the easiest way to start is to answer some questions for yourself. Like the first one might be, why am I doing this? Like it's a grand question. Yeah, should not be really about the money, because actually making money is one of the cornerstones of affiliate marketing. Everybody making money, not only in this industry, just in general. Yeah. Any business is about making money, but making it your purpose, it's not enough. So when you ask yourself, why am I doing this? It's something that surrounds the process of getting money. Like you could do it in many ways. Like you can do it aggressively. You can do it by educating people, by helping people, by bringing something helpful, something positive for the table. It's about the type of people that you connect with.
In short, it's about understanding your uniqueness. You want to start building your brand, like yourself as a brand ambassador for your affiliate program. You have to drill deep and understand what makes you unique as an affiliate manager. So for example, you mentioned there, you could be like the affiliate manager that has a good sense of humor. Like you could be the one affiliate manager that is funny on the showroom floor, or you could be the one affiliate manager that is hard as nails, commercially driven, understands how to negotiate and helps affiliates to understand how to negotiate too. You could be the affiliate manager that, wants to help everybody and has a phenomenal, customer service rapport with affiliates. And you can talk about those things that make you unique and actually help affiliates to gravitate towards you. And you can do that through PR just by the posts that you're sending out. So how does somebody start? Like, do you recommend doing that on like LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter or whatever social media channel to push that content out? Or do you recommend putting that just on your affiliate blog, on your actual website and actually, coming up with pieces of content and sticking it into a newsletter? What are the best avenues to kind of push PR at the moment?
Everything has its downsides and some strengths because, for example, pushing content through Instagram, it's like if you want to push through Instagram, it's more about creating a visual image of yourself. And it's perfectly fine too. So you were speaking about being an affiliate who has a great sense of humor or someone who has expertise. But for example, you can be an affiliate who is passionate about luxury clothing. And that's perfectly fine too. And there is lots of helpful content that you can create with this approach. Like people love luxury brands. They like style, they like clothing, and it can be a foundation of your brand image. So these things, I guess they are good for Instagram, but for example, LinkedIn is more about bringing the expertise. It's more about writing thought leadership pieces. Like you have to provide some expertise, something helpful, something useful for people to connect with. And LinkedIn it's a really great platform. I think virtually anybody should be at least trying to use it. And you mentioned the personal blog. It's also a very good option because it helps you promote your brand naturally, like through SEO. And it also helps you establish the image of an expert, someone who's doing his own thing. Anybody can have an account on Instagram, but setting up a personal blog that looks nice, that works great, it's not that difficult, but it still takes some time, takes some work, takes some effort.
Like, where are your affiliates hanging out? And then think about how are you going to reach those people with what types of content? And that is asking, why are you doing this? And that's kind of like the framework that you've given us in the first 10 minutes of how to actually build your personal brand as an affiliate manager and where to begin to actually start creating that content. Now, as I said, not everybody's a content writer. What are your thoughts on affiliates or affiliate managers using other people's content to comment on, to create content? So do you think that it's good to share other people's comments and put your own perspective on it? Or is it better to create content that's unique and direct and only for you?
I can't really say that something is better because it all has its strengths. Honestly, I think that it's a trend that is prevalent for like the last 3, 4, 5, maybe years. The type of content when people just comment on somebody else's content, it works really well. It definitely works. Like streamers who are just like, watching funny videos, just laughing, commenting on it. It's still a content and people still enjoy it. So there's nothing wrong to do it. It's still a content creation, except for like maybe the simplest forms, but it's still the content that could be also helpful, useful, entertaining for the most part. And another thing I wanted to add about developing your brand identity is it's asking what's my purpose and further asking what I bring to the table. Like what makes you just a little bit different from anybody else? Because if you do just the same thing that is done by tens of other bloggers or affiliates, there is not much reason for people to connect with it because they are already getting that from somewhere else. So something unique.
So what's your why and what's your purpose?
You should figure out it. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love that, because actually, if you have to sit down and ask yourself that, what's your why and what's your purpose, you probably start to make yourself look pretty unique compared to the person sitting next to you. And really drilling deep into that will then give you lots of ideas for new pieces of content that you can create as well, because it isn't going to be the same as the affiliate manager sitting next to you, because their why and their purpose is going to be completely different. And the one thing I do want to just talk about right now is, I talk to a lot of affiliate managers coming into the industry with 4, 5, 6 years experience, and they look at people like me who've got 20 years experience and they go, oh, but I don't have the same amount of experience as you. That should not stop you from creating content, because you've got 6 years of experience that nobody else has. Everybody coming into this industry is completely unique and has a different skill set. And it's actually also one of the reasons why I ask people like you, how did you get into the industry? Because you're bringing your academic background in content writing and you're applying it to an iGaming company, which is like poles apart. So the content that you guys are creating is completely unique because it comes from a different set of experiences. And I think that's the thing, when people get started on content, they forget to include their own experiences, which is actually what makes the content unique. So don't look at other people and try and copy what they're doing, because it will never be authentic to you. So take your experiences and plug that into the content plan that you're having and try and build your own, PR, ambassador profile, however you want to call it for your program, because that's how you're going to stand out. One other thing that actually cropped up when you were talking to me was I had a friend that used to wear a hat. So everywhere, every conference he ever went to, every photo he was ever in, he always had a hat, like a Trilby hat on. And that ended up becoming his thing that made him unique. So it doesn't necessarily have to be the type of content that you're putting out there. It could be the images that you're sharing about yourself that make you totally unique. And you touched on that with like luxury brand, items. Like you can have like a brand that you always have in your photos or on your Instagram or whatever the case may be. And that will then make you unique, and that will draw other people that like that brand to you. So definitely think a little bit deeply about how you want to build your brand profile, because there's so many different ways here now that Vitaly has shared with us that you can actually begin to do that. So for the second half of this podcast, I want to talk a little bit about, because we've spoken about the affiliate managers now and how they build a brand, but let's talk about the businesses, the operators, the affiliates that are building brands. What's the best piece of advice that you can give to businesses that want to start to use content marketing to really elevate their own business brand? Because that will be different to the personal side of content marketing and the PR branding side. What are some of the basic things that you guys are doing to actually elevate the Alpha brand right now that other people can maybe implement into their businesses too?
I strongly believe that a concise, well thought out, well put out, well developed strategy for a brand is essential. And it's not something grand or complex or really something for the professional, for the nerds.
Yeah.
It's still really the same. You just have to sit and think about what you bring to the table at the moment, what you want to bring to the table in the future. Maybe you want to expand your presence, expand your operations. And you have to think about how you want people, your target audience, and people in general to perceive what you are doing, because there are still many ways for people to perceive essentially one and the same thing. Like you could be doing just the same, but you can make the people perceive it from a different angle, I guess.
I mean, especially in the gaming industry and also in e-commerce and any other industry, there's multiple products that are the same. Okay, so there's no real differentiation around products. So for example, mascara, it's all black. It's all in a tube. It all goes on your eyelashes. Casinos, they're all on more or less the same platforms. They have the same complement of games, the same number of games. It's really just the look and feel that's different, the design that's actually different, or the user experience that is different. So how do you differentiate your content then if everybody's promoting a lot of the same? How do you come up with that? For the personal side where you ask your why and your purpose, do you ask your why and your purpose again for the business side too?
Yeah, I guess that's really the core of my message. And actually, we talked about it at the beginning of the podcast. You are not in 21st century, but put it this way. In 21st century, you are not really selling the product anymore. You are selling the lifestyle, the image. You are selling the image of a user with your product.
Yeah.
So it's not really about the product anymore because, yeah, speaking of casinos, if we are talking about iGaming, yeah, essentially, like maybe 10 years ago, you could impress someone with 10,000 games on your site or live casino options. But nowadays, any casino that you go to, it has 10,000 games. It has 500 live casino options. It has all sorts of games. Like you cannot impress anyone with that. You can impress someone with technical aspects, funds withdrawal being easy, fast, something like that. It's important.
Yeah.
So it's definitely important. But when creating a marketing strategy, when you create an image for yourself, you should be focusing more on creating a brand image that will be desirable for a user. There's really no point for a user to change the product. He plays in a casino, it works. He sometimes wins, he sometimes loses. He can withdraw what he wins, and that's really about it. But to make him want to turn to your product, it's about the image that you sell.
In my mind, there's two clear distinctions here. On the PR side, if you want to become a brand ambassador for your affiliate program as an affiliate manager, it's all about you. It's about what you want, what you're doing, what your purpose is. On the business side, if you want to differentiate your brand to attract affiliates or to attract customers, it's all about what do they want and what do they need. So the content, I guess that's the difference between PR and content marketing. The content marketing is all about who you're trying to attract, and the PR is all about what you want to project. And when you remember those two things, you can actually create your strategy quite easily between the two and focus on where do you actually need to spend more of your time creating content. On the push side, where you're actually talking about yourself, or on the pull side, where you're actually attracting people to you because you've got the right things that are making them gravitate towards you. So it's all about them and not about you. Because a lot of the time when I receive content, it's all about us. It's all about what we do, what we offer, how we work, what we are doing. And that isn't actually necessarily going to resonate with the audience that's reading it. So I love that because it's a very clear distinction between the two, and it's very easy to remember those two things. Now let's talk a little bit about AI and content because, there's a tsunami of content coming into the marketplace. And I think one of the biggest questions that I have is how do we keep our authenticity whilst still using some of these tools to become content efficient? Because content does take time to create. It certainly takes creativity to come up with ideas. But what are some of the tools that you're seeing in AI that are helping with content creation that maybe you've even used? And do you think we should be using them?
I think we should be using them, but I don't really think that AI, at least in content creation, content writing, I don't think that it should be that praised, that everyone is buzzing about. It's not really a revolution. I use ChatGPT in my work. It's a helpful tool. It doesn't replace my content writing team. It doesn't replace the creative work, the creative process that are always involved when you're doing marketing. Because it's really a helpful tool. Like when you might be stuck on ideas, like ideas for a headline, for a talk, like this. And these purposes, AI is really helpful. Like it drives your creativity. Through the options that he came up with, you're like, that's not interesting, and that I might take and develop and use, and the process starts again. But for content creation in general, I guess AI is really good for the areas where content is not really a priority. There should be content, but it's not a priority. Like you can create descriptions.
But not for like creative PR or ideation. Like it can help with the ideation, but it wouldn't be able to then write the brief, do the long form content, because it wouldn't have the authenticity that engaging content is what people relate to.
Yeah, I agree. And the problem on a larger scale with AI is that essentially you just choose on the original content that people created, just a mix. And in the end, you still have to put out original content for AI to chew on it.
You're a bit of a purist, I think. I think you're definitely a content purist. One of the things that I wanted to go through just before we wrap up this episode is just, can you give our audience a couple of quick do's and don'ts? So what should you do when you're creating content and what shouldn't you do when you're creating content? Maybe just 2 for each.
I would put out 2 key elements, to consider. And the first of all, it's an in-depth understanding of your audience. It involves many things. It involves communicating with your audience, getting the feedback, researching the market, researching in general. So you have to understand who are the people who consume your product, who use your product. It's crucial because most of the time people fail to have a strong brand image or unique brand image, memorable brand image, because they have a shallow understanding of what their audience is. They just think in some stereotypes and they think that's enough. Affiliates love money, so my content is about money.
So knowing your audience really well and actually asking for feedback from your audience too, because I think that's a bit that's missed. We think we know our audience, but we don't actually ask for feedback. We don't reflect back and see if what we're writing is correct.
And numerous insights could be found just asking your audience how they perceive your content. It's really important.
Next one.
Yeah. And I guess brand identity is the second thing. It's all about the things that I discussed previously. So you have to create a desirable image of your brand, of a brand that solves the problem that the user have, that is desirable to join, because these are the things that your content is based on. The good content, it always showcases the knowledge of the audience and a strong brand identity, because these are the things that people, they don't understand or think of, but it has an impact on them. So it is the content creator who should understand it, because he will put with these things in mind, he will put out the content that will be impactful for the audience. And I guess it's the most important things.
And what about the don'ts? What are things that you shouldn't do when you're creating content? Just give us 2 key points.
The main don't for me is an inconsistent tone of voice.
Okay.
It's also one of those things that people actively notice, but it also has an impact on them, because the way you word your message is really important. The choice of words, stylistic choice of words, it's really important. And when you have an inconsistent tone of voice, when in one post you are all bossy and boasting about something, and in the next post you're trying to be smart or something, again in a shallow way, it doesn't create a consistent image for your brand.
And that's one thing about content that I've learned over time, is that whatever you put out there has to be consistent, because people will identify with it and they'll start to follow it because it is consistent and because it is resonating with them. So I think that's a really good point, is make sure that your tone of voice is well mapped out and resonating with your end result audience, because otherwise whatever you do put out is just going to be either ignored or overlooked because it doesn't resonate and it isn't the same brand tone of voice.
Yeah, definitely. And a consistent tone of voice, it also creates a cohesive impression of your brand. When people see one post, another post, they see a post from you on the other platform, they read it and they know it's you. They know how you sound. They know how you want to present yourself. And it also creates a sense of a connection to a brand. You know who they are and you like who they are. You like them for who they are. And these things are really important.
So true story, I push a lot of content out on LinkedIn. And one time I was at an affiliate event and this person ran up to me and got all excited and really started talking to me like I was their friend, and that I was a colleague and that I'd met them before. And I was standing on the showroom floor, and I know I'm getting old now, and I've been in the industry a long time. I know a lot of people, and I just could not for the life of me figure out who this person was. And in the end, and I didn't want to be rude, but in the end, I ended up saying, "Oh, sorry, but have we actually met before? Because I don't remember meeting you." And she said, "Oh no, we've never met before, but I follow you on LinkedIn all the time." And so that everything that you've just said is actually now happening to me, because people will walk up to me and they'll think that we're like old friends, because I push out a lot of really authentic content. as if you were sitting at my coffee table having a cup of coffee with me and we work together every day. And I share a lot of experiences too. So it does touch my heart that people come up to me at conferences and events and they want to come and talk to me because I love talking to everybody that's in our community. But if I sometimes have a little bit of a blank stare, it's because we might not have actually met, even though you feel like you might have. But that means that my content's resonating and that people are like identifying with who we are as a business and what it is that we talk about. So everything that you've just said actually works because it's working for me. So thanks so much.
Yeah, I agree. And I just wanted to add one little thing to a list. I just remembered that we discussed how people have different experiences. And I really love that about the gaming industry because of how versatile, diverse the experiences, the backgrounds with which people come to this industry. And it's another thing that you should incorporate into your brand image, into your content strategy, because your experiences, they make you who you are and they help you to create really a truly unique perspective on things that are essentially the same. That people talk about the same stuff, but from different perspectives.
And you should talk about your failures. Like I talk about my failures, the things that have messed up, because other people can learn from them as well. And we're all learning in this industry. Like everything is changing all the time. New channels, new platforms, new rules, new regulations. So don't be afraid to use your mistakes as actually pieces of content to share with others in your community, because that is being authentic and it's being helpful. Vitaly, it has been a pleasure to have you on this podcast today. You've given, I think, a lot of good frameworks for people to begin to create content that really matters, given them a lot of good tips about how they can actually speak to their audience and become more authentic. So it's been a real pleasure to have you on the podcast with me this week, sharing your knowledge about content marketing and the do's and don'ts. And hopefully I'll get to meet you at an event or something soon. But really just been a pleasure having you on the mic today. Thank you so much for being here.
It was really a pleasure. Once again, thank you so much for having me.
Want to amplify your affiliate program performance? The Amplify Summit is the only affiliate marketing event you need to attend to stay ahead of affiliate trends in 2024. You'll get no sales pitches, just honest advice and answers from industry experts to the questions that you have about affiliate program marketing. Get ready to save the date in your diary as we bring you the biggest and best Amplify Summit yet. Taking place on the 19th and 20th of March 2024, we'll be giving you the inside scoop on how to amplify your affiliate program and partner performance. Plus, book an on-demand ticket for £49 and you'll gain exclusive access to masterclasses, personal group coaching sessions, and all-important Ask Me Anything sessions with real live industry experts who will show and tell you how to implement new tactics that drive consistent results. Get your ticket to join us at Amplify now. Visit affiversemedia.com and click the button marked Amplify Summit to register.
That's a wrap for this week's Affiliate Marketing Podcast. If you're loving what we're putting down, why not head over to Apple iTunes and give us a 5-star review? Make sure to subscribe to our podcast and our YouTube channel so you never miss another insightful episode or one of our free webinars ever again. Tune in next week for more digital affiliate marketing insights, trends, tips, and content to keep your affiliate and performance marketing fresh and your partners driving consistent sales.